Welcome to the Law Offices of Mary Kennedy. We are talking about the public charge's recent rule on the obesity, high blood pressure, or diabetic condition of an individual who are going to go for the consulates or embassy. What is public charge and how is it going to be applicable to you? Most of the permanent resident card approvals, which is the green card on a common terms, is being done at the consulates. So it's all mostly on the family-based visas, like, a person who is a US citizen getting married to a person out of country, it can be India or anywhere else. Then they apply for the spousal visa I-130 and they go for the consulate to get the interview done. And so many other criterias are there. But at the final interview time, they all go to that. So it's always there. The public charge rule is there. The medical testing usually being done is major risk, like the tuberculosis testing, and then along with that, all the vaccination, because the US follows a different vaccination process and procedures, and then whereas from other nationals, like, for example, India, we follow a different vaccination process. But at the same time, even in the, tuberculosis, some of the Indian nationalities, because they have a BCG vaccine, they might test positive, but that also gets ruled out with the X-ray process, and then they rule it out. So these are the vaccination process and the medical testing. So now comes the second part of it right now with the public charge rule, which says that obesity and diabetes and high blood pressure, as we discussed earlier, this seems to be very unreasonable. But again, when it comes to the employment-based, as we all know, employment-based categories are someone who has been mostly in any non-immigrant visas like H-1B, L-1s, and any other criteria it can be, and they get the green card mostly through 485. There are very less consulates they will choose to go for their consulate approval of the green card. So the employment category at this point of time, I would say, is not very much concerned about this, whereas the family-based, which is the discussion we had it just before, so those are the people who fall under the consulates or the embassies, and they are going to be really affected by this requirement that and the discretion of the officer to determine whether this person qualifies. We really have to wait to see how it's going to be possibly happening at the consulate level. How an officer, when he rejects someone, how it's going to play a role in that, and it has nothing to do with the public charge. This is all a very common condition depending on your age. After 40s, current generation, everyone has a blood pressure. It's going to be so common. It's not like an extreme situation, like, even cancer is becoming common. So how can you determine a person? So this is like limiting more and more of the people who wants to come to US on other eligibility criteria. These are all people who are walking into the US. So there was Trump 1.0 when it came in. There was a public charge rule that came in, which limited if any individual had taken any Medicaid or housing benefits, they cannot be applying. That was there, and then it got reversed by the court, and then later Biden administration changed that in 2022, I suppose. I was really surprised when I looked into it, a public charge on the embassies or the consulates, which says that if you're obese or you have a diabetes or a high blood pressure, that's going to be a discretionary factor for you to get your permanent resident, or it's a discretion of the officer. So it's really concerning, the limiting anyone to get a permanent resident card in the United States. So how do you even define who is obese? Is it a doctor's record saying that you're obese, and is the person going to be helping themselves? So if you take it as a one sentencing, a person who gets a green card cannot be burdened to the government, which is very reasonable, which has been followed up in all these years. But when it is related to a personalized, very subjective matter here, no records can substantiate whether this person can qualify or disqualify, right? That's the concern that we are going to be addressing it. And how is it really creating a panic and annoying situation in this place? We need to wait and see how it's like, extreme vetting was the word that was used when Trump administration took over. That's the same thing. We are seeing it with all these memos, the limitation that's bringing in to a person who wants to be a permanent resident. So we have to wait and see, and we'll keep you posted. And if anything that you need to be prepared, we'll definitely be there to help you out. And always when there is something new, we connect with other group of attorneys, talk about it. We'll come back with more updated information. We have not seen anything that has been happening after this memo has been released, but we have to wait and see. Thank you for watching.